Stop better in style. I still think about pride. I do. Things get better with time. Like souls never undying. It's a haiku. These thoughts never can die. These tears never gonna dry when I lose you. Some hearts double inside. Your short head grow inch line with the Grinch do. I don't have time cause the race do. Factor in lies that are bear fruit. On the way up, slugfest. Some say no fat, I'm sticking.
Welcome back. It's Friday, baby. It's Friday. We just had some Thursday night football. It was rather great, or at least it wasn't a big blowout like we all were expecting. Happy to be back here today, talk with you about some news going around the NFL. We got a great show for you today. Obviously, it's November 4th today. It's starting to get darker. It's starting to get darker. It's that time of year where you wake up, it's kind of, pitch black outside. And it's like, okay, hey, this is life now. This is life now. Hopefully I got enough, of those sun rays to last me through the winter. But if not, that's okay. That's all right, because we still have football, and football takes care of everything. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it. The Eagles stomped on the Texans last night, 29-17. Wasn't as big of a blowout as everyone thought. Lovie Smith had them Texans coming in ready to fight, ready to play some ball. Okay? So, Lovie Smith, put him up, maybe potentially coach of the year. I don't think the record shows it right now, but Lovie Smith has a way of getting these average football teams, i.e. the Bears with Rex Grossman, to become good football teams. So, he also has, some college football teams where he just wasn't able to make better. But I digress. Texans come in. They get a fumble on Jalen Hurts. Turned the ball over twice. David Mills, 2 interceptions. Did not help their case. And ultimately, if you're going to turn the ball over against the Eagles, it's not going to be great. Jalen Hurts going for 243, throwing 100 yards to Dallas Goedert, who I have on my fantasy football team. Very excited about that. Miles Sanders running for 93 yards. Philadelphia Eagles still getting it done, doing it well. People thought the Texans might have had a chance, and they did, as long as they kept the game clean. Just had too many turnovers. That's going to come back to bite you in the butt against an undefeated Philadelphia Eagles team. So, can't have it, shouldn't have it, but it happened. So, Dameon Pierce, 139 yards rushing, wasn't able to get in the end zone though, needed it for a tiny little, bet that we have. Obviously, we got the Scotty O's Football Sunday this week. It's an 11-legger parlay, so hoping to beat the odds there and have a few less games, use those numbers to our advantage. So, just something to think about. So I was, doing a couple of teasers yesterday just to get primed and ready to put this parlay together for you today. So on Sunday, we're all betting together, and we're all taking those sports books for everything they got, okay? Everything. This ain't no divorce where you getting 50%. We want it all. Well, unless you have a good lawyer, I guess. But I digress. Some news going around the NFL this week. Michael Thomas, people thought he was going to be back. Thought he was going to be out there, catching, bringing it in. Nope, not happening, my guy. His toe didn't heal properly or didn't heal the way they were expecting it to through rehab. He's going to need surgery, IR, the rest of the year. Unfortunately for me, I did just trade for him in my fantasy football team. But I think it's going to be okay because my fantasy football team sucks. But hopefully Michael Thomas gets his surgery, goes well, he gets healed, comes back, and really lights it up for the Saints this next year. But it does beg the question, do the Saints need to be all in on a guy like Odell Beckham Jr.? Because that talk is still going on. The Odell Beckham talk. Also, I saw some stuff with Odell Beckham and Justin Bieber on TikTok the other day. I'm just going to say it was a little suspicious. That's all I'm going to say about it. I'm going to leave it at that. But, as a Packers fan, I want to see him on the Green Bay Packers team because we need that openness as a wide receiver, you know? We need a guy that can be that open. So, that is all we will say about that, and if you know, you know. But, guys, I know that that Michael Thomas news might have got you down a little bit, might have brought you down a couple octaves, and for that, I truly am sorry. But I will say this. We might have one of the best collaborations ever in the history of the Football League. And that is between none other than Jay-Z and Jeffrey Bezos themselves, okay? So, some developing news this week. We haven't touched on it. Dan Snyder, he apparently hired a bank. I forget which bank it was. It said in the article, but I don't know that off the top of my head. But he hired a bank to handle transactions for the Washington Commander, which leads a lot of people to speculate. Now, I don't think everything we've heard about Dan Snyder, it doesn't seem like he'd just give in now, unless, like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like he'd give in now. So, do I think that the bank he hired for transactional purposes for the Washington Commanders is more so for, like, bookkeeping and something that the NFL is making him do if he is going to stay in the league, so there is full transparency? I do think it's that. But there's a lot of speculation by people who might be smarter than me or just think they're smarter than me about Dan Snyder hired that bank because they were going to sell the Commanders. So Dan Snyder might be selling the Commanders. Maybe. The Washington Amazons? Hey, that sounds pretty nice. Or, you know, you get the Washington Z's, Amazon Z's, because if it's a Jay-Z Bezos collab, you never know. But that would be pretty awesome. I want to know what you guys think. If you guys think seeing Jay-Z and Jeff Bezos join forces to buy a team would be pretty awesome. Now, Jeffrey Bezos, he probably could do it alone, Probably could go it alone. But I do think, Jay-Z being a part of it, that completely turns the narrative around about the Washington Commanders. And immediately you get two guys. I mean, Jeffrey Bezos I don't think helps the image much because he's too tied to Amazon, and I think Amazon gets that conglomerate feel, and people, are going to beat him up for being as successful as he is and kind of looking like a supervillain. But, Jay-Z, everyone loves Jay-Z. What's not to love? Adding him could be the icing on the cake. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm very excited about that. Ooh, you know what? I don't believe, now I don't know for sure, because obviously I just saw your comment. I don't believe there would be an issue with him owning, owning Thursday. He doesn't really own Thursday Night Football. Amazon just has the rights to Thursday Night Football. But I don't think there would be an issue with him owning a team and having the Thursday Night Football rights for Amazon. Just my 2 cents. I haven't even looked into it, but just off the top of the head, I don't think that'd be an issue. Obviously, Pat McAfee's able to say the NFL again, so it does seem like the NFL is just trying to get better, and sometimes they make a mistake and they got to be corrected by it, by a big platform like Pat's. But I digress because, when it comes to winning, there's one guy out here in the NFL, he don't care. He'll do whatever it takes to win, and that's my guy, Baker Mayfield, baby. Baker. Yeah, he may not be throwing passes for the Carolina Panthers no more. He may not be throwing passes because obviously they got P.J. Walker, and that dude's slinging it. He's slinging that football around like it's the XFL still, and he's just dogging everyone. But Baker Mayfield, he getting in on a little defensive line, a little scout defense. Pictures floating around the internet of Baker doing some scout defense, trying to get the guys ready by any means possible. He cares about winning, which is a really awesome thing because Baker for a while there was getting slammed about not being a great teammate, this, that, and the other. And maybe he did it for the PR, but I highly doubt it. You're not doing that in the middle of practice, just to get like, someone took a photo of me. So super cool to see Baker just trying to help the team get better. Hey, if I line up in this position, is this going to help you defensively? Sure. Super cool to see that Baker still trying to help the team get better even after getting benched. It shows something to his character, Guy just wants to win. He's always said he's been wanting to win, but it's just unfortunate he doesn't have those awesome insurance commercials anymore because he's not, so much of a star in the NFL. But that's all right. I'm sure they'll come back around. Just like Tom Brady coming back around in the NFL after, retiring this past season. He recently did just open up about, his work-life balance. And he acknowledged how challenging it was this year being in Tampa and the team not winning up to expectations. Obviously Tom's got a lot of stuff going on off the field. And he said, look, I'm the same as anyone else. When I wake up in the morning, just trying to be the best I can be. I go to work. When I'm at work, try to be the best I can be there. When he comes home after work, he tries to be the best he can be there. He's just like you and me, okay? Stop giving Tom such a hard time. Yeah, he's going through a divorce. I've been through divorce. Me and Tom, we're not that different, okay? He wakes up. I wake up, okay? He tries his best every day. I try. But anyways, so yeah, Tom opening up about his, work-life balance in an interview, saying that, like, obviously we can play better as a football team. When I'm here, I'm focused and dedicated on making that happen. Right smack dab in the middle of the year, right in the thick of the fight, he says, they just haven't played well enough to get our record to a point where it's super exciting to be, where we're at. So, do I think Tom's going to have a rebound week this week? Maybe. We might have to check out Scotty O's 11-leg parlay, which you can feel free to bet responsibly alongside. Okay. But, yeah, so Tom Brady, good to see that. Staying in the great state of Florida, that is, it's got a pretty eclectic group of people down in Florida, but I think people that mean well ultimately, but maybe go about it the wrong way, but they mean well, and it's Florida, it's hot all the time, so it's like that gets to your head a little bit. But it does look like the Dolphins are trying to form a winning culture after trading for Bradley Chubb this past week. At the trade deadline, they agreed to extend the guy, which is always nice to see, and especially when it's to the tune of 5 years, $110 million. Yeah, lock it up. I'll happy to be playing in Miami for the next 5 years because, hey, beautiful weather, beautiful football, and what more do you need? Beautiful ladies, I'm sure they got a couple of them down there as well. But it is now time, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in today. I appreciate it. I'm having a good day. I think next Friday we're going to try to do something a little special, a little different. We're going to have to put some things in the work over the weekend here to see if we can make that happen. But we might have like a Football Friday extravaganza for you next Friday. Just want to tease that in there. We might be up to something. But it is now time, drum roll please, for Scotty O's Football Sunday 11-leg parlay. Presented by our future sponsor. Could be you. You, okay? Could be any of you guys. So, if you got something you want to sponsor, just let me know. Look, $25, $50, $150, $250, whatever your budget is, we'll make it happen. All right? But here we go. This is what we got for you. This is the breakdown. We're starting with the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Atlanta Falcons. Me, personally, give me the Chargers. I believe the Chargers were off last week on a bye. They're getting some guys back. Joshua Palmer's going to be back at wideout this week. Give good old Herbie a couple of extra targets to throw to. I'm sure they're going to be running the ball, be very dominant. Now, both these teams' records average. But I do have the Chargers taking Marcus Mariota out in this one. Then, hey, we go down to Miami. Or no, that game's in Chicago. Miami's going to Chicago, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think Tua, if he's ready to go, he's going to be airing that ball out to Tyreek Hill. They're going to be running all over the Bears. Do I think the Bears got better with Chase Claypool? I do. But I don't think it's enough for them to win this game. And so that reason, obviously, I'm taking Miami. Especially because if you're going to bet alongside with us, we want the correct bets. Obviously, last week we went 6-7. We're looking to right the ship this week, go 11-0. 11-0. We got so much money from these sports books. You know what I'm saying? So, Carolina Panthers hosting Panthers and Colts. I know. See? Okay. All right, here we go. So you don't agree with the Panthers and the Colts one, but here we go. This is why I got it. P.J. Walker. Man, I'm telling you, this dude, he's a guy. If he's on your waiver wire, pick him up this week. Don't wait till next week because he's going to light up the NFL. I'm telling you, I'm not wrong when I see a guy that's a guy, okay? He's got it. He's got everything you want as a quarterback. And are they taking on Joe Burrow? Yes. Is Jamar Chase going to play this game? You know what? I'm not 100% sure, but I do think he's going to be back. Are the Bengals a good football team? It's pretty good. They're pretty solid. But I do think this is one where the Carolina Panthers pulled this little upset with P.J. Walker. I just think the guy is just fucking, it's like as cool as the other side of the pillow. This guy's throwing fucking bombs, rolling out to his left. Then he's right-handed. You just can't bet against that. I'm sorry. So, Colts taking on the Patriots. You know what? The Colts one, it's tough. It was a toss-up here. I want to say the Colts start to right the ship a little bit. They fired their offensive coordinator this week. Sam Ehlinger's in. I don't know. I'm hoping. This one I'm on the fence about. I'm going to be honest. I'm on the fence about it. So if you're thinking about taking the Patriots, maybe take the Patriots here. But when our parlay wins, don't come crying to me asking me for some money because you took the Patriots over the Colts, okay? That's all I'm going to say about it. But obviously, Bills over Jets, two good football teams. This game's probably going to be better than a lot of people expect. Jets need Zach Wilson to play a lot better. Otherwise, they might have to go back to another guy. And obviously, we know the Bills beat my Packers last week. It's upsetting, but the Bills are a good football team. I think a lot of Packers fans had the Bills probably edging the Packers out on that one already in the season. So, not too upset about it. But the Bills, good football team. Jordan Poyer is going to be out, not to be underrated, but I still think Von Miller and that defense is going to get the job done. Packers taking on the Lions. Let's get to it right in the middle here. Obviously, Green Bay all day. I don't need to say anything else. Aaron Rodgers and the boys are locked and loaded after that Buffalo Bills game. Probably going to run the table. Is it a must-win for the Packers? No. Are they going to win? Yes. And it's kind of a must-win. But, yeah, they need to, if they don't win this game, let's talk about the repercussions. Just the fan base pretty much just, loses their mind because, it's already happening. But they're going to win. They're going to beat the Lions. Lions have some good things going for them. But they're the Lions, And the Packers are the Packers. And I think the Packers are back on track is all I'm going to say about that. So I do have the Packers win that game. Seahawks and Geno. Dude, Geno is the man. Geno is just a little bit of older version of P.J. Walker. And both great quarterbacks. Seattle's got a team. Hollywood Brown being out a couple more weeks for the Cardinals. If he was on the team, maybe I would go with the Cardinals. But I do think they still have a couple more things to figure out. And then L.A. Rams, I think Tom Brady rights the ship. I know he opened up this week about his work-life balance. I do think stuff like that matters. I think it gives his teammates, the knowledge that, he wants to win here. I think they get it done against the L.A. Rams, who have a solid team, but not great. And then we have Patty Mahomes against Derrick Henry and the Titans. This is going to be one of the good football games of the weekend. Definitely tune in. It's tough to go against the Walrus, Andy Reid. That he's just a mastermind when he is coaching football. Patrick Mahomes is just doing amazing stuff with the ball. And Patrick Mahomes is like a young Brett Favre, but without like stealing all the money from like poor people. You know, you know what I'm saying? So that's all I'll say about that. But yeah, Kansas City Chiefs taking the cake there. The Vikings, obviously, they're probably going to pummel the Commanders. I wish they didn't, but you know, come on, guys. Just anyone with eyes know that the Vikings are going to destroy the Commanders. And then we got the Las Vegas Raiders in Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville is just trending in the right direction here. And the Raiders still not able to figure out what's going on. We have Devontae Adams. We have Derek Carr. We have Darren Waller. We have Josh Jacobs. We have a good football team, but we're not able to get it done. So I'm going to say Jacksonville keeps it rolling. I mean, Jacksonville's home this week. Hey, why not? Why not, right? Raiders could do something. Yeah, they could. I don't know what it's going to take for the Raiders to get over the hump. It's just going to take like, hey, we just got to go out and play football. Like, you know when the Packers got beat by the Commanders and Pat McAfee, maybe you don't, but Pat McAfee was like asking Aaron, he's like, well, what'd they do to beat you? Like, and he's like, nothing. Pretty much how the Commanders played that game and beat the Packers just lining up playing football is how the Raiders are going to have to play. I don't know what's going down there, but they're just going to have to start winning. And, you know, Devontae's maybe going to have to start pushing some of his teammates and not cameramen if it just doesn't start happening. But something does have to change there. But I do think, hey, Jacksonville, Etienne, Trevor Lawrence, I think they get it done. And is that me just being spiteful because Devontae Adams plays for the Raiders? No. No, it's not. Okay, maybe a tiny bit. But that's all we have for today's Monday Evening Football Daily Show. I appreciate you all for tuning in. I appreciate you, Jorge, for hopping in the comments, or George. I don't know which one you go by. But, you know, makes it much more of a fun experience. Definitely like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content today. We're back every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's the Monday Evening Football Daily Show. A little less daily, though. That's all. But still packed full of great, entertaining football news all around the league. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next.